Tekashi 6ix9ine, once one of the most polarizing figures in hip-hop, has experienced a rapid and public fall from grace. Known for his rainbow-colored hair, aggressive music, and penchant for controversy, he embodied chaos and spectacle, captivating audiences and angering critics. But behind the headlines and his wild antics lies a deeper story of psychological manipulation, sociological shifts, and strategic missteps that led to his decline. This essay explores the scientific, psychological, and socio-cultural factors that contributed to 6ix9ine's rise and subsequent downfall, as well as his most recent controversies to paint a full picture of an artist whose career now teeters on the brink of irrelevance. The psychology of attention-seeking. At the core of Tekashi 6ix9ine's rise was his mastery of attention-seeking behavior. Psychologists define attention-seeking as a form of social reinforcement, where individuals behave in extreme ways to elicit reactions from others. Tekashi's brightly colored appearance, outlandish persona, and combative behavior online were carefully curated to make him impossible to ignore. In a saturated music industry, where visibility is as important as talent, Tekashi understood that being loud, figuratively and literally, would set him apart. His trolling tactics, from picking fights with high-profile artists like Meek Mill to staging elaborate publicity stunts, leveraged a psychological phenomenon known as negativity bias. Humans are naturally drawn to conflict and controversy because they elicit stronger emotional reactions than neutral or positive events. By constantly engaging in highly publicized feuds and flaunting a no-fear attitude, Tekashi created a cycle of outrage and fascination that fueled his popularity. However, the psychology of attention-seeking is a double-edged sword. While it can garner initial success, it often leads to burnout, both for the individual and their audience. Research on parasocial relationships, one-sided connections between audiences and public figures, shows that overexposure to toxic or repetitive behavior erodes fan loyalty over time. Tekashi's constant drama eventually desensitized his audience, making his antics feel more predictable than provocative. The sociological shift, snitching and street credibility. Tekashi's fall is closely tied to his highly publicized legal battles and the fallout from his decision to cooperate with federal authorities. In 2019, he was arrested on charges including racketeering, drug trafficking, and firearms offenses as part of his involvement with the 9 Trey Gangsta Bloods. His choice to testify against his former gang members in exchange for a reduced sentence earned him the label of a snitch, a title that carries significant weight in hip-hop culture. The concept of street credibility is deeply ingrained in hip-hop's socio-cultural framework. Artists are often judged not just by their music, but by their authenticity and adherence to the unwritten rules of the streets. Snitching is seen as a betrayal of these rules, making Tekashi an outcast in a genre that values loyalty and integrity. While he attempted to frame his cooperation as a matter of self-preservation, many fans and peers viewed it as the ultimate act of disloyalty. Sociologically, Tekashi's snitching revealed a broader shift in how audiences perceive authenticity. While some younger fans dismissed the importance of street credibility, arguing that Tekashi's music and entertainment value were more important, the broader hip-hop community rejected him. Established artists distanced themselves, radio stations stopped playing his music, and his collaborations dwindled. This social isolation compounded his decline, as hip-hop thrives on collaboration and co-signs from respected figures. The economics of controversy. Tekashi's career was built on controversy. But controversy alone isn't enough to sustain long-term success. Economically, his model depended on high streams, viral moments, and short-term gains rather than building a loyal fan base. His music, characterized by aggressive beats and repetitive hooks, was designed to dominate streaming platforms. Tracks like Gumo and Fefe amassed millions of plays, but their reliance on shock value and meme culture meant they lacked staying power. The streaming economy rewards virality, but it also exposes artists to the novelty burnout effect. Fans quickly move on to the next big thing, especially when an artist fails to evolve musically. Tekashi's refusal, or inability, to grow as an artist left his music feeling stagnant, making it harder for him to maintain relevance. His post-prison releases, such as Tattletales, failed to replicate his earlier success, with critics and fans alike noting the decline in quality and impact. The role of personality, narcissism and self-destruction. Tekashi's personality traits have also played a significant role in his fall. His public persona exhibits characteristics of narcissism, including an inflated sense of self-importance, a need for constant attention, and a lack of empathy for others. While these traits initially helped him dominate headlines, they also led to self-destructive behavior. Narcissistic individuals often struggle with criticism and failure, responding with anger or denial rather than introspection. Tekashi's inability to accept responsibility for his actions, whether it's snitching or his declining musical output, alienated both fans and industry peers. His tendency to double down on controversial behavior, such as mocking deceased rivals and taunting his critics, further damaged his reputation. The latest controversies, international incidents and industry backlash. Tekashi's most recent controversies highlight the ongoing self-destruction of his career. In 2023, he was involved in a high-profile altercation in Dubai, where a video surfaced showing him in a physical fight over a watch. While Tekashi claimed he was defending himself, the incident fueled the narrative of him being perpetually embroiled in drama. Additionally, Tekashi faced backlash for performing in regions with authoritarian regimes, sparking accusations of hypocrisy and greed. Critics argued that his willingness to accept money from oppressive governments undermined the rebellious persona he cultivated in the U.S. These controversies have not only damaged his public image, but also further isolated him within the industry. Reports suggest that labels and promoters are hesitant to work with him due to his unpredictable behavior and declining commercial viability. Without the backing of major players, Tekashi's ability to stage a comeback becomes increasingly unlikely. The neuroscience of Tekashi's music and its decline. From a neuroscientific perspective, Tekashi's music was engineered to stimulate the brain's reward centers. The aggressive beats, repetitive hooks, and loud delivery triggered dopamine release, creating a sense of excitement and energy. However, the same mechanisms that make his music addictive in the short term also contribute to its lack of longevity. Studies on auditory habituation show that listeners quickly grow tired of repetitive stimuli, particularly when there's no variation or complexity to sustain interest. Tekashi's refusal to innovate musically has made his songs feel formulaic, reducing their appeal over time. The future of Tekashi, 6ix9ine. Tekashi's fall-off is a case study in the dangers of over-reliance on controversy, attention-seeking, and short-term gains. While he remains a master of grabbing headlines, his declining musical output, damaged reputation, and inability to adapt to changing cultural norms make his long-term prospects bleak. For Tekashi to stage a successful comeback, he would need to undergo a complete reinvention, musically, personally, and socially. However, given his track record of self-destructive behavior and his unwillingness to take accountability, such a transformation seems unlikely. His legacy, for better or worse, will serve as a cautionary tale for artists who prioritize spectacle over substance.